Hey you guys, it's your girl Exotical Sauce coming back at you with another video, and I am going to talk about today one of my beautiful subbies suggested that I do a video on the Redpill Nation about this particular episode right here. A masculine black queen proves why men should never listen to black women, and she wanted me to give my opinion on it. I really don't have too much to say about it, except I don't think that any woman in her right mind should ever get up on the Red Pill Nation or anywhere near the Red Pill community. They're a bunch of they're a bunch of misogynistic assholes, to be honest with you. And the way that Myron conducts himself, like he is so disrespectful to women. He clearly hates women. I mean, you can approach him in a intellectual manner. You can approach him in a peaceful manner. You can approach him in a, submissive way. But he will still attack you. He'll still shit on you for whatever reason, calling you a slut and a whore and a bitch and a see you next Tuesday. And then he'll demand respect from you because, he's talking and he's speaking. So you just sit there and shut the fuck up because this is my shit. So no self-respecting woman anywhere, ever, should ever get on this show. It's clear what kind of environment this this is. So I think that all these women, I don't know if they're being paid to be up here or whatever. And it's crazy because for somebody like Myron and this other little black guy, whatever the fuck his name is, I don't know. I didn't take the time to learn it. I don't care. But Myron is the loudest one. He's the most outspoken one. The other guys just kind of along for the ride. So I guess they go by fresh and fit. For them to hate women as much as they do, you need these women to be on your show so that you can make money and get somewhere. Like, you need these women for content. Without the women who are so useless and have no value, as you say, you need these valueless, useless women who are nothing but a bunch of, sluts and whores and B words and see you next Tuesdays. You need them for content. Like, you have women working behind the scenes on this show, helping to get the show, going. Like, they're behind the scenes doing maybe the sound or doing the casting, making the calls, whatever their role is. They help make his podcast work, right? So how desperate of a woman are you and talentless and everything else are you to work for a man who just sits around and degrades women all day long, and that's how he makes his money? How low vibrational and talentless can you be? And as a woman, I could not sit there and listen to him call other women whores and sluts and see you next Tuesdays or degrade them the way he does. He has no intelligent talking points ever. There's just these same tired ass Kevin Samuel 2.0 talking points about what men want and how women need to shut the fuck up and sit there and be pretty. Like, she's not supposed to have an opinion on anything. She's not supposed to argue with him or disagree with him in any kind of way. He's very emotional and very feminine himself, honestly, because when the women on this man's show, when they talk and give him a little bit of pushback or a little bit of disagreement, like, I disagree with you, I think you're wrong, take a look at it this way, let's go this way and see my point here, he gets upset and starts kicking people out as if that's supposed to be an insult or something. And when their women are like, oh, well, I'll gladly leave, I don't really be here in the first place, because these women are OnlyFans models or whatever, and they are invited to the show. They're asked to be on here. Like, they're not lining up waiting to audition to get on this man's show. Like, they're asked to be up there just so that they can be insulted for however long until he gets tired. And so when a woman is like, when he puts the woman out and she's like not mad about it, he just goes off and starts calling her all kinds of names, calling her out of her names. I hate talking to these stupid whores. I hate talking to these stupid bitches, whatever. But you keep inviting them on there. Or maybe the women that work for you do. And I just really think that it's just, I don't know. I mean, it's degeneracy at its finest. But one thing I did notice is that whenever there's a black woman on his show that disagrees with him, like this lady right here in the brown shirt, it was two women on this show that were black. One girl was wearing like a purple dress, and there she is right there with taking her headset off. And then the lady sitting next to him in the brown shirt. They were giving him the most pushback about whatever the fuck he was talking about. I didn't pay attention. But it was probably likely one of those same tired ass conversations about what men want and how women are masculine and how women are sluts and whores or whatever. But the two women disagreed with him. But the one thing Myron always does is he'll attack their blackness. Like he'll say stuff like, "See, that's why you black bitches are at the bottom and black men don't want to date you." And he'll go on and on. You see, you're fulfilling the black female stereotype. And this is why black men don't want to date you. So that's what kind of started this party right here. Because the girl in the purple dress got up and wanted to fight. Like he put her out after he said all those things about black women being at the bottom. And it's proven that black women are the least desired and at the bottom of the dating market. And they've done studies on these dating apps that black women are the least ones to get picked on the dating apps. So he went in on her like in that way, like he attacked sensitive, triggering, hot button like topics that are like triggering for a lot of black women. And he probably figured that I bet you she has an inferiority complex. I bet you if I say this, then she'll get mad. And of course it worked. She got mad, she got triggered, she got up, and he told her to get the fuck out. And Just Pearly was up there too, saying that the way she's behaving is just appalling, and it's just typical of the African American population. So she was saying that, you know, she's in Canada, I think she said UK, wherever, and the African people come over and they're impoverished and they're not living the most privileged life, but they don't behave this way, in this ghetto ratchet kind of way. Like, in other words, Africans are better than black Americans. This is just black American culture, and this is unique to black Americans, which she's not wrong. She's not entirely wrong, but that's what happened. So, you know, she had Just Pearly coming at her. She had everybody else coming at her at the table, attacking her blackness. So and then she got upset, and then they tried to push her, you know, like kick her out and stuff. So, sure, she was emotionally triggered. It was like the whole panel coming at her about her attitude and her behavior, and the white women at the table. I think the one in the white shirt was trying to kind of explain things, but, you know, Just Pearly was like, no, there's no excuse for it because Africans don't do this and other people don't do this. And all the black males, you know, they were basically saying this is why black men don't want to date you guys. And so the black men were just kind of smiling because they got the little validation that they wanted. And if you look at the comments, though, the comments is what got me. They were in there saying N-word with the hard R. Black women are an L. But they were saying, there was one comment that said, kill the blacks. And yeah, that's crazy. So she got up. So the person she was fighting with backstage staff members who were women, and they were telling her, you gotta leave. If Myron's putting you out, you gotta leave. And these were white women in her face telling her she has to leave. Myron put you out, you gotta leave. You gotta get the fuck out. And so she said, who the fuck you talking to? And everything. And they started scuffling, and the security stepped in, and she was screaming at the top of her voice. So you could just hear it all through the studio. And people were laughing at her and like, oh my God, what the hell? Like, this was not how they expected it to go. I'm quite sure. This probably took a lot of people by surprise. And then he ended up kicking out the other black girl in the brown shirt. He put her out too because she was trying to agree with the girl that started to fight. And then the whole table came at her. And then they were going on and on about black bitches ain't shit and black women this and black women that. And that's why they don't want to date you and you're at the bottom and all these kinds of things. So she got up, she left too. And yeah, it's just a mess. And Myron, right now, I think he recently got demonetized. I heard of bits and pieces about his situation. I think he got demonetized because he hired some guy that was creeping around with a 15-year-old or something. And then he fired the guy, but I think he was supposed to do a collab with another YouTuber. His first name is Aiden. I think he's a Jewish guy. And I don't know if this happened before or after, but Myron got up on Twitter and made some kind of disparaging remark against Jewish people. He said something about, this is why you don't let Jewish people or Jews control social media or something like that. So Myron, had you had like one of those useless, valueless women around you, because I mean, right now you're surrounded by all these high value men, but maybe if you had a woman around you to like give you advice and tell you maybe that would not be a good idea, maybe you could like, I don't know, get a better brand of tampons and take a Midol and just kind of chill out, kind of keep your emotions in check and not do dumb impulsive shit like that, and maybe you would be more successful and you wouldn't have got demonetized. And maybe if you would have had a woman to actually teach you manners and respect instead of always just demanding it from the other party, maybe if you give respect first and then you'll get respect. You can't call people bitches and hoes and then expect them to be respectful to you. And maybe if you had a worthless, valueless woman around to teach you bigger, more sophisticated words in your vocabulary to, I don't know, other words other than bitch and whore and see you next Tuesday, then maybe you would add more depth to your views instead of giving the same tired ass, weak ass Kevin Samuel 2.0 talking points. So all in all, I just think that this show is very degenerate and very low vibrational, and the subscribers are low vibrational, as well as the people on the show and the hosts, especially Fresh and Fit. Because if you are so high value, then you would know that a show like this is only going to be hot for like a short while. So take all the money and the profits that you can off of it while it's hot, and then when it starts to simmer down and lose its popularity, you have a plan B, C, and D. You would think that all the high value men around you that you surround yourself with would know that, but I don't know. What am I talking about? I'm just a valueless, talentless woman that doesn't know anything, I guess. But yeah, that's my take on Fresh and Fit and this racist, misogynistic, degenerate show that they had. But let me know in the comments what you guys think, and I will talk to you next time.